I'm Pierre, Peeweedaplug Andresen, host of ESPN's Numbers on the Board podcast and TV show. I'm also the manager of Def Jam's own Sinatra. And last but not least, I am the head and founder of Rich Vision, which is a collective out here in Chicago that houses some of the most creative minds in the city right now. From engineers to photographers, rappers, producers, whatever you're looking for, we pretty much got it.
So you're a music artist, a manager, a podcaster, all different forms of art. So how would you say your art has affected you mentally?
Art affects me in so many different ways mentally. The first and biggest thing I'll say is art allows me to have a healthy outlet and a healthy escape. No matter who you are, where you're from, how much money you have in your bank account, your religion, your race, how tall or short you are, we all are going through things in life on a day-by-day basis. And to be able to have art as an outlet and a healthy escape, it's such a blessing, because where I'm from and the places I've been, I've seen the impact of what having unhealthy escapes can lead to and what it can do to a person's life. And I'm just super grateful to be able to have those outlets, whether it's music and books and sports, interviews, movies, whatever it is, just that creative expression to be able to fall off into those things and kind of quote unquote escape is such a big blessing and something I never take for granted. I'm also appreciative of art and what it does for me mentally, because it allows me to still have a big imagination. I think we talk about imagination and we hype it up for the youth, but I think it's important that even as you get older and older, as long as we keep that imagination, I think the sky is limitless.
How did you manage having multiple passions turn into careers without losing passion?
I think I've been able to manage my passion while having a career with that said passion so good is because I'm loyal to my passion. Like when I look around, I see a lot of people doing what I call wave riding, right? So number one, they never give themselves enough time to even try to cultivate a passion or figure out what that passion is. And then secondly, with wave riding, whatever's the newest, latest trend, people just hop to it. So we all know that type of person where they try to be a rapper, they try to be a YouTuber, they try to start a clothing line, they try to do podcasts, and they're trying to do Twitch now. They're just going to whatever the latest trend is that they think can get them clout, fame, or rich. I feel like with my passions, sports and music, basketball and music, I can't live without it. It's hard for me to envision a day-to-day life where I'm not involved with basketball or music. That's because I have an extreme loyalty to my passion. So I think people got to be fair to themselves, give themselves opportunity to figure out what that passion is. And then once you discover what that passion is, you stay loyal to it no matter what trends come about. There's nothing wrong with dibbling and dabbing and experimenting with different things and seeing, hey, can I do TikTok? Could YouTube be good for me? But even with doing that, you have to maintain a priority in that main passion. That main passion always gets your priority, always.
What would you say has been your proudest moment so far?
With a job and a career like this, there's so many moments. It's hard to rank them all, but I'll just be honest. My proudest moment is just knowing that we doing it. I remember the early days where it was laughable, where people didn't see the vision. It was hard to believe. It's like, oh, you doing that little podcast? It was a little podcast. And now to be on ESPN, none of us are former players. None of us play Division I basketball. We don't have an uncle at ESPN or some handout that was there. We literally took nothing and created something. And to create something on this magnitude or at this level from nothing is some of the most powerful stuff that you can do. And it's actually a feeling that I wish a lot more people in the world could feel, because I think a lot more people would be successful. When you take nothing and turn it into something, it gives you this confidence and borderline delusion that there's nothing you can't do. And I now have that with me for the rest of my life. So anytime I go into a new project, or anytime I face adversity, or anytime I'm in a situation that doesn't look like I can come out on top, I have a reference for myself. I have a blueprint for myself that say, hey, P, don't panic. Don't get low. Keep your confidence up, because look what we did. Look what we did. We went against the odds already. There's nothing we can't do. And again, I just think that when you reach that level and you unlock that, when you unlock that part of your brain, man, it just is so reassuring. And it's just a feeling that I wish people around the world can one day get to feel. Because again, it just makes you feel like there's nothing you can't do. It makes you feel unstoppable in a positive way, and always in a positive way. But it's a blessing, man, and it's something that I would never ever take for granted, and that I'm gonna use for the rest of my life to continue to be as successful as I can be.
Who or what would you say has been your biggest inspiration so far?
When it comes to inspiration, I have to start with my parents. Two great examples for me all of my life on just what it takes to be a really good person, a decent human being. They've laid that blueprint for me, being able to see them on an everyday basis in their highest moments, their lowest moments, how they face adversity, how they treat people publicly, privately. It's been a great example for me as I go through my journey and trying to be the best version of myself. And then secondly, I always tell people, I think life in itself is the greatest and best source of inspiration. There's so much that is passing us by right in our face that we can use for constant inspiration. When I was younger, in my teenage years or my early 20s, I used to look at materialistic things or monetary gains for inspiration. And though they did inspire me, what I would soon figure out was that the fuse of that inspiration was very short-lived. But when I took inspiration from life that was right in front of me, not only did I have that on a more consistent basis, but it left a longer lasting impact. So I'm driving to work and I'm seeing a mom with 2 kids at a bus stop. It's cold outside. Going up the street to my local grocery store, and there's somebody that's in their 70s still working bagging groceries. And it's like, I don't want that for my parents. I don't want that for myself. And it don't always have to be something negative or bad either. There's been times where I open up my phone and I go on social media and I see a dude pay for his younger sister's tuition. And it's like, dang, I want to be able to do that for somebody. But once you master the fact that there is so much inspiration right in front of you, you'll never run out, in my honest opinion. Last thing I want to say is, man, shout out to Rod, everybody at State of Mind Clothing. Keep doing y'all thing. Keep inspiring. Keep seeking inspiration that's out there. Continue to put positive energy into, y'all art and y'all creative direction. And just continue to believe in yourselves, in the vision. Don't ever get discouraged. It's going to be highs. It's going to be lows. It's just a part of the game. And just have that tunnel vision. There's always light at the end of that tunnel. So I appreciate y'all for all the love. Anytime, y'all need me or anything y'all need from me, never hesitate to hit me up. It's all love, man. I appreciate y'all and thank y'all for having me.